Hi, this is Gloria McCoy, and this is my micro teaching presentation. In our U.S. educational system, teachers and school leaders believe that a strong partnership is between the home and school will help children succeed in school. So as teachers, we should welcome input from parents about their children, such as information about what the child likes to do or what they're good at. We should also understand that each student is different and learns differently, and that no one knows their child better than the parent. And we have to realize that sometimes parents can provide some insight into what will help the teacher work more effectively with their children at school. Sometimes we don't receive information from our parents at home. So many parents they have reservations about teachers' conferences, coming to school, meeting principals, and all that kind of thing. So we're going to discuss some things that will help parents feel more confident about coming to school. Here we have teachers and parents create change. It's empowered. The relationship is empowering and also educational. It's important that we build a positive relationship with parents. And communication is the essential ingredient in all of that. Okay. The golden rules. There are two golden rules to consider in communication with parents. Number one, make contact with parents early in the school year. And most importantly, make that first contact positive, because if it is not, ruin the rest of your communication with parents for the rest of the school year. Okay. There are some rules or some how-tos about how to contact parents. Send parents and guardians an introductory letter at the beginning of the year. They come out for orientation, or before they get out for orientation, or before they get out to open house. Send them a newsletter. Let them know what will be going on in class, what you're doing, so when they get to open house, they will have some information about that. Always get email addresses from them so that you can email parents. That's a good way of making a quick contact. And make contacts for positive reasons as early in the school year as possible. And most importantly, when you're dealing with ESOL, ELLs, please use plain everyday language. You know, they don't understand what ESE means, or LEP1 or L2, L1. So what we need to do is just use plain language so they will understand that. And we need to continue throughout the year. Just not make a one-time contact or 2 or 3 times a year. Please continue throughout the year to contact parents. And most importantly is to date all materials that are sent home. Documentation is key in communicating with parents. When the news is not good, we should contact the parents as soon as possible when a problem arises. And when we are talking about a problem with their child, always accentuate the positive before discussing the problems at home. It makes the parent feel more comfortable, and it makes them feel like you're not picking on their child. So, and always inform the parent in a timely manner. Don't let the situation go on and on and on, and then you decide to contact them, and then they want to know, well, okay, why hadn't you contacted me before this? What's going on? So we always have to remember to do that. Next, I have a film that was filmed in the elementary school in Richmond, California. And the filmmakers saw this little clever idea in a kindergarten class. Mr. Douglas Wheeler of Bayview Elementary has a lot of ELLs in his class, and he found a neat way of engaging his parents. So take a look at this video.
Chicos, ¿cuál día es hoy? Doug has a fairly unique program that he's developed over the past 10 or 11 years.
Es martes. ¿Cómo escribo
What he's
martes?
done is he has really actively encouraged the parents of his kindergartners to come into the classroom, to feel welcome in the classroom, and to make themselves available in the classroom in supporting their children in learning.
My objective about bringing parents in is to create more learning opportunities. ¿Estamos hablando de herida o estamos hablando de persona? Excelente. It extends the day because whatever they learn here, the parents learn here, they're able to reinforce at home. They're largely immigrants, and I think that I'm giving them sort of a clue as to what goes on in schools. That sort of relationship builds trust. Having parents in to help in a meaningful way, cluing them in and letting them know that they're the most essential part of their child's education is just basic. Con esta. Y cuando están listos, ya están agrupados, puedes pegarlos así. Yo sé que te gusta trabajar de manera más eficaz. Tú puedes ser un ingeniero un día. ¿Te gusta construir cosas? Oh, científico. Obviously, it improves communication, but it's not just Spanish. I really appreciate what these people have to deal with in their lives because I was an immigrant for a while. So that sympathy really gives us a really special relationship, and that breeds more trust.
Just as there are different kinds of students that we deal with every day, there are different kinds of parents. So we're going to discuss the different kind of parents that we will deal with in our communication. The first parents are the special needs parents. There are more than 6 million special needs parents in the United States, and it's growing, students with disabilities. So we will come in contact. At some time during our teaching profession, we can be guaranteed that we will come in contact with a special needs student. So we need to know what the special needs student expects from us. I mean, how many of you have school-age children and you knew what you expected from the teacher as a parent? So now you will be on the flip side of that, and you will have the experience of already knowing what you expect from the teacher. So you will have that to work with. But our special needs parents, a lot of times special needs parents aren't considered as much as a parent that has a child in general education. So what our special needs parents expect from us, like I said, just it is unwise to generalize about students as if all students were the same, or about parents as if all parents, all families were the same. It is unwise to generalize about all parents of children with special needs, making the assumption that they're all the same. So special needs has a broad range. Disabilities is a broad range. So we have to be so careful how we deal with parents of special needs children. Most of them are, a lot of them are stressed or depressed about what's happening to their child. They're very concerned about their education. So when in communicating with them, we have to also let them see the concern that we have for them. What the special needs parent wants, they just want to talk to us. A lot of times they've read so much about what's happening to their child, what's happening to other people's children. They worry about their education, so they just need to talk. A lot of times they just need to talk with us, and we need to be receptive to that. They need to talk to us because they can help us during the day. There are things that they need to know that happens with your child at home, and they need to know this. So when they come to school and that same thing happens, then you can expect that. But always be open to them. Emails, phone calls, or whatever communication method that you can use to keep them happy, to let them know that you're concerned, you need to use that method. But whatever you do, make sure that it works for both of you. Okay. Set aside times that's truly needed for IEP meetings. I have observed some IEP meetings, and the teachers just rushed through it. And it kind of upset the parents and made the parents feel like nobody was concerned about that. So that's one of the things that we will need to watch. And always try to stay current on what's happening with the special needs student. It makes the parents feel comfortable. And so we should keep ourselves, if we intend to teach special needs and deal with the parents, we need to know what happens with special needs students. They have suggestions and ideas. They're always reading up on what's happening with special needs people. So please give them a consideration. If they bring something to you or they suggest something that you might use in their classroom, just tell them you'll consider it and actually try to make it work, or bring them in to see if it works. And they would like that if you bring them in and try helping with their special needs students.